Staff this season has been old reliable Tim Hudson. The three-time All-Star has been San Francisco's most consistent starter, going deep into games while shutting down the opposition. Today, he'll try to be the stopper and get the orange and black back on track. Final game of the series, Giants, Cardinals, next. One more day here in St. Louis. It is game 4 of this 4-game series, and the Giants and Cardinals will wrap it up this afternoon here at Busch Stadium. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, the Giants won the first 2 games in this series. The Cardinals won yesterday. The Giants need a win to take the series, and that's going to be a tough task. These Cardinals are tough, but the guy on the mound for the Giants, Tim Hudson, is pretty good.
Well, he is real good, and he comes into this game with a 1.92 ERA. Hard to believe he's 3-4 lifetime against these Cardinals, but we know it's the first day of June, and what we found out so far about these Giants is they like day baseball. They're very good, and they have the uncanny ability to score with 2 outs, and that is going to be the key today against a very tough Lance Lynn. If everything goes as it should, you're going to see a lot of ground balls between Hudson and Lynn. Whoever catches the most is going to win that ball game. All
right, exciting day here at Busch Stadium. Let's hope we stay dry. Back in 1989, look, I remember like it was yesterday. Kevin Mitchell with a terrific catch. We'll look at that right after this.
Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Head to Jack in the Box and try the new Jack's Blazin' Chicken Sandwich. It's Jack's hottest sandwich yet. And by Toyota, #1 in NPG, durability, and resale value. Toyota, let's go places.
Well, you're looking outside of Busch Stadium as we get ready for Giants baseball, the final game of this 4-game series.
All right, time now for our AT&T U-verse Rewind. We go back to April 26, 1989. Let's listen to Hank Greenwald with the call.
And that's sliced to left field, and it's another chance for Mitchell, and he makes a barehanded catch!
In my entire life, I've never seen that happen.
Well, look at that. I have a feeling you're not alone.
You gotta be kidding me.
And it was Kevin Mitchell doing something quite extraordinary here in St. Louis. Nice call, by the way, Hank. All right, stay tuned. We'll take you to our Comcast Sportsnet studios in San Francisco for an update, and we're going to do that right after this. Our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is now open daily. It's a very warm 85 degrees here at the yard. You see the winds at 11 miles per hour, humidity at 57%. And much like yesterday, there's rain in the area, and we could see some later. The Giants starting lineup is brought to you by Coors Light. No more scratched right before the ball game. It'll be Pence, Posey, and it'll be Pagan, and then Pence and Posey. Pagan, you can see in his last 8 games, hitting at .393. It'll be Sandoval in the cleanup spot. Then Blanco, Crawford, and Hicks. Joaquin Arias gets the nod with Morris out. He'll be at first. And Tim Hudson will hit 9th.
On the hill today for the Cardinals will be the big right-hander Lance Lynn. Lynn, 6'5", 240 pounds, in his 3rd year at the big league level. When you take your at-bat against him, you're going to see a low to mid-90 sinker. He will cut the ball on occasion, got good curveball sliders, occasional changeup. And he's not just your average sinker baller. Last year, Lynn, 198 strikeouts, and you don't see many sinker ballers that have that type of strikeout ability, which makes him really a double threat. Lifetime against the Giants, 0-2, however. He's never beaten San Francisco. Take a look at the defense playing behind Lance Lynn. Starting in the Cardinals outfield, it'll be Holiday, Jay, and the rookie Tavares. That is the outfield. Peralta and Carpenter on the left side of the infield. Wong and Craig on the right side. And Tony Cruz getting the responsibility to sit in the squat, put down the signs for Lance Lynn, as Yadier Molina getting a rare day off against the Giants. Time now for our Nissan keys to the game, and make Lynn elevate. That's the key. All sinker ballers, they like you to swing at that ball down around the knees. The trick is get them to raise that ball up. That's where you can get it. Number 2, keep the rookie in the yard. That's right. Oscar Tavares yesterday, a great debut with a home run in his first game. 2nd at bat, first big league hit. So today, keep the rookie in the yard. Those are our Nissan keys to the game.
All right, here's Pagan to lead things off.
Look for Pagan to go to left field against the fastball of Lynn.
And the first pitch of the ball game is a called strike. Pagan hitting at .325. The home plate umpire is Lance Barrett.
And I think Barrett looks for knee-high location, good low ball umpire. He will call some belts occasionally. It's a pretty big zone, good pitcher zone.
Pence to follow. And this is into right field, a base hit for Pagan. Right past Alan Craig, and that's how this game gets started.
That's just going with the movement. That was a cut fastball up above the belt. The movement that you normally see from Lynn, if you're hitting from the left side, is running away from you. This one cuts in. I think it may have even broken his bat. But that's one you pull to right. Nice at bat.
So here's Pence. Pence hitting at .286, 7 home runs, 21 driven in. 1 for 4 yesterday with 3 strikeouts. Pagan with 11 steals, so Lynn will obviously keep an eye on him. And it's wide, 1 ball and no strikes. Pence against sinker ballers will chop the ball a lot, which may lead you to believe that Bruce Bochy's certainly thinking about having Pagan take off.
And don't let that 6'5", 240-pound frame fool you. Lance Lynn's very quick out of the stretch. Had a 1.01 that last one.
And that's a shot into left field, a base hit. So Pence does indeed hit it on the ground, but he hits it sharply enough to get by Peralta. So here's Buster Posey in his first at bat in this series. with Pablo Sandoval on deck. Buster at 254, 7 home runs, 25 driven in. And a first pitch strike. Giants are 16 games over 500. They're 36-20. Pence has got a huge lead off of first. Nice block by Cruz. 1 ball and 1 strike. Those are the nightmare leads for a second baseman.
You know, I never look at that lead. You, an old second baseman, that's the first thing you look at.
Plus, he's fast, he's big, he's strong. That means on a double play ball, he's going to be right on top of Wong. One ball and 1 strike. And a swing and a foul out of play, 1 and 2.
Posey had been in a slump, just 3 hits in his last 34 at bats, hitting .088, but a lot of that had to do with the tightness in his back. He just couldn't shake it. Missed some days in Colorado, came back and really never looked the same, or never really looked that comfortable in his swing. And it heated up again. He missed the first 3 games of this series.
Two and 2.
Tweaking a few things in his stance. Thought he was squatting a little low, stood up a little more erect in his setup. Trying to find the slot.
And a base hit up the middle. Here comes Pagan. There'll be no throw, and the Giants lead 1-0. 3 straight singles.
Well, that's the thing about sinker balls. There are going to be those days when those balls will find holes. They don't find gloves. And if you're playing against one, especially a quality one like Lynch, you hope you catch him on that one day. But you see the location of the pitch. That is a pitch that Posey was not hitting. That sinker that is bell high, middle end. He was getting jammed with it, and he stayed inside that swing beautifully. And as we talked about, one of the keys to hitting Lynn is get him to elevate, and that was one to hit.
Here's Sandoval. Panda went 1 for 4 yesterday. He's never faced Lynn before during the regular season. And he takes wide, 1-0. Cloud comes over the ballpark, and it's outside 2-0.
Turn on the lights.
People went ooh. Look, watch this cloud come through,
and it just ate up the whole ballpark. It was great.
Oh my gosh!
It is a beautiful spring day.
They were closing the roof. Sandoval fouls it back. 2 balls and 1 strike.
There is forecast some weather this afternoon around 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. That's when we're supposed to have some rain possibly come in. It's kind of the norm.
Sandoval skies this one. Carpenter in the coaching box makes the catch. So I'm sure Sandoval unhappy with that at bat, as here's Gregor Blanco.
Yeah, you're right about the Panda being disappointed. As hot as he's been with an RBI situation, he's up there licking his chops. Opportunity got away.
Here's Blanco. Blanco led off yesterday and went 0 for 3. He comes in at 224. Good swing of the bat well. No balls and 1 strike.
Lynn just pounding that outside corner. Lance Lynn out of the University of Mississippi. Set a lot of records at Ole Miss.
Well, if I'm Blanco, I'm a little bit perplexed right now. Just swung through 2 fastballs.
Now, if you're Lance Lynn, you don't have to go anywhere else. 2 fastballs away, 2 swing throughs away.
One and 2.
And there's the predictable fastball away. A guy's not hitting an area, you just keep going at it. It's up to the hitter to make some adjustments, get quicker. And I think he's been late on the swings from Lynn. His ball's been by him at 90.
Cruz is going to have a word.
I think he's going to give him the speech going, dude, why are you shaking to go to a slider? You just threw 2 fastballs by him away. You're killing me. Sometimes pitchers can overthink. Yadier Molina, a rare day off, especially against the Giants.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Pence at second, Posey at first.
Now he put down a sign.
Out of play.
And there was the fastball away. So there was contact. That contact might make him go to another location with the fastball. Or Cruz might just say, hey, bring it out again, away. Ooh. That was strike 3. And that was the change of location with the contact made. They set up inside, very late setup there, and that just missed.
Well, see what Bruce Bochy does. 3 and 2.
Just send him. You got to bet on contact. Pretty good speed at second, but average speed at first at best.
All right, Lynn's ready. And the pitch. On the ground, maybe a pair. Wong kicks it, recovers, drops it. Bases are loaded.
Well, a rare error. And boy, this really presents an opportunity. This could have been a double play, and at the very least, it could have been a runner at second, third, 2 outs. Instead, Brandon Crawford gets to hit with the bases loaded and 1 out. You know, and Wong, I think, did the right thing. Once he made the bobble, he conceded second base, but could not make the grab a second time to get the out at first.
So here's Crawford at 236. Crawford on the ground. And they're going to get 1 there, and that's all they'll get. And the ball gets away, and Posey started to go, but put on the brakes. And Crawford picks up an RBI. It's 2-0.
So they do indeed make the error hurt. There's the exchange, and now just not a whole lot on it. A lot of heat put on the plate by Blanco.
That's actually an ill-advised throw with a guy rounding the bag at third, and there may be something wrong with Lynn.
Derek Lilliquist, the pitching coach, going to come out and say what's going on, and it looks like he's
Flexing the right knee.
That's your push off leg. As you drop down with your weight on the inside part of your foot, you're pushing off. And if that ACL side of your knee has been tweaked, I mean, you cannot drive.
So now Mike Matheny's going to come out, I'm sure very concerned.
This could have been when he was at first base covering.
Yeah.
That ball got away from him and he went to a slide to get the ball. That may have been.
Yeah, we see the grass stain on his knee.
Okay, the throw a bit awkward here. Now he goes into a slide. Yeah, right there. He may have hyperextended it. Let's take a look at how he touched the base, and that looked awkward as well.
Oh, what it did. So here's Hicks. Hicks is hitting 181, 8 home runs, 20 driven in. He's got Posey at third and Crawford at first. The RBI for Crawford is 25th. Outside Brandon Hicks. Hicks has never faced Lance Lynn before. Two and 0.
It's bothered him. He is not dropping down as low off that back leg. It is absolutely bothering him. Yeah, he's quitting off that back leg. Now that's an all-arm throw basically. He's not driving off that back leg like he was prior to that play where he may have injured it. The problem when you're not using your leg, I mean, you can get away with just throwing with your arm for a while, but you can't go that long with it. You will run out of gas. And you think there's some major concern in that Cardinal dugout. You're absolutely right.
So Hicks, who comes in with 20 runs batted in. Looking out at Lance Lynn, 2 balls and 1 strike. Three and 1. See if Hicks gets something to hit. 3 and 1. Takes a good rip. 3 and 2.
I think he was going to swing at any fastball.
Crawford will take off with the full count, and that's low, ball 4. Well, Arias can make this inning a really good inning right now.
Yes, he could, and he's due. And he has been coming out of his slump, but he's in that mode now where he's hitting the ball hard at people, so his at-bats have been good the last week. And you're absolutely right, he could hurt him.
One ball and no strikes.
I think too, you have a tweak in your foundation as a hitter or a pitcher, you start to pitch around it or hit around it.
Foul back.
I mean, that's when you really are altering the machine. That's 30 pitches now in the inning for Lynn. And when you are throwing around pain in your leg, you oftentimes will stress out your arm at some point. Elbow, shoulder, lower back.
Curveball hit up the middle, and that's a base hit. Posey scores, Crawford scores, and it's 4-0.
And that's the hit that hurts.
And that's the 4th single of the inning.
You talk about making an error hurt. The Giants have definitely done that with this 4 spot. And anytime you're a pitcher, you get a chance to hit the first inning. That's a good thing.
Is that a woo-hoo?
Yes, it is. You say humbly to yourself.
Well, Hudson can hit a little bit. He's 2 for 21 this year. Does not have an RBI. He's got Hicks at second. Runs pretty good. And that's under Roberto Kelly, who looks like a sporting goods store over at first.
Yeah, it looked like he's shopping in California. Didn't want to pay the 10 cents for a bag. Yep.
1 ball and 1 strike.
The unappreciated job by coach at first. Just got squeezed there. Lynn wanted. He thought he had strike 2.
So it'll be pitch number 35 for Lance Lynn. And this is skied out to Holiday. And this will end the inning. 4 runs, 4 hits. A big error made by Wong. Cardinals are coming up. To take the mound, and the lineup that he'll be facing will look like this. It'll be Carpenter, Wong, and Matt Holliday. Alan Craig, he's had some good at bats in this series, followed by the Rook, Oscar Taveras, and then Peralta, Jay, and Cruz, and Lance Lynn will hit 9th.
On the hill today for the Giants will be the 6'1", 175-pound, 38-year-old right-handed 15-year veteran Tim Hudson, making start number 11. 5-2 on the year, and look at that strikeout walk ratio. Just 62 base runners in 70-3rd. He's been fantastic. You take your at-bats against him, you're going to see high 80s, low 90s, more high 80s than the low 90s with the velocity of the fastball, but lots of movement. He will tune 4-seam the fastball. He's got a curveball, slider, changeup, split. We asked him about the changeup split as to, is there any particular time that you throw it, split the lefty? And he goes, well, no, just whatever one feels the best. That's the one I go with. Said he's been throwing more splits than changeups lately. Lifetime against the Cardinals, 3-4. Let's take a look at the defense playing behind Tim Hudson today for the Giants, starting in their outfield from left to right. It'll be Blanco, Pagan, and Pinch, the best arm in right field. Crawford and Sandoval, they'll be on the left side of the infield. Hicks and Arias will be on the right side, with Michael Morse out of the lineup today because of an injury to his foot. And Buster Posey will be in the squad, putting down the signs for Tim Hudson.
So here's Carpenter. Carpenter, who's never faced Hudson before, takes a pitch down low. He went 1 for 3 in the game yesterday. He does have a 13-game hitting streak. And a strike. Sandoval is in at third. Outfield pretty much straight away. Carpenter, not a guy that has a lot of speed, but he's such a good hitter that he can handle that leadoff spot. On deck is Colton Wong. Two and two.
Velocity kind of surprised Carpenter there. What we have seen with this Cardinal lineup, two guys that have consistently gone the opposite way. Matt Carpenter has gone to left field a lot in this series, and Alan Craig, the right-handed hitter, has gone a lot to right field.
And there's the base hit.
All right, time now for our Ford Ride Choice. Go back to Tuesday. Giants against the Cubs. That's when Tim Hudson put up 7 shutout innings with no walks and 5 strikeouts, and he was outstanding. Just a great collection of movement that he had command of everything that he throws. And the Cubs, they were chasing that breaking ball all night long, and that's our Ford Ride Choice.
Here's Wong hitting .269 with 11 runs batted in. And he's going to take a fastball high, 1-0. Carpenter with a couple of steals. He's been perfect, 2 out of 2.
You know what Wong's going to try and do after making that error that led to a 4-run inning? He's going to try and hit a 4-run homer here with one guy on.
Instead, he lifts one out to center field. Pagan will put it away. And here's Holiday. Holiday 0 for 3 yesterday with a walk. Overall at .273, 3 home runs, 28 runs batted in. He's faced Hudson 24 times with 9 hits. Center field, right at Pagan. 2 outs. So a bit unusual that a couple of fly balls. And I'm sure at some point in this game you're going to start seeing a lot of ground balls. Here's Alan Craig, the young man from Cal that now is going to hold down first base until Adams gets back. He's a good hitter.
He is a good hitter. Very solid. If you look at his lower body, very quiet. But, you know, I think he thinks fastball, hops away, when you see him pull the ball, it's usually an off-speed pitch. He lets the pitcher speed his bat up with him. That's when he hits the ball to his pull side. But I can never imagine him pulling off a pitch with his approach. Just so solid. Has tremendous plate coverage, inside-out swing. Just a swing built for average.
Should get a pitch to hit here. It's 2-0. And he may have gotten a piece of it. 2 balls and 1 strike.
And you don't see that very often where he'll go out of the strike zone either.
Talked about the Giants and where they're at. The Cardinals, they're 16-11 at home. They're 3 back of the Brewers. 4 games over 500. Foul. Where did April and May go?
Gone.
Were they on the schedule?
Well, April, I was feeling April, but May, I don't even remember May. That was a blink of an eye. It happened so fast. And it happens when a team gets to going, and on the good side, and they're winning, it goes fast.
Let's see, where were the Giants on May 1st? They were on an airplane flying to Atlanta. On the ground, Crawford will go across the diamond, and that'll end the inning. Giants send 9 to the plate in the first inning. That means Pagan's going to lead it off in the second.
Bruce Bochy on Yusmeiro Petit's start yesterday. He said, I was proud of our guy. He gave us a chance to win, and that's all you can ask. And he really did throw beautifully. And really, I don't think you can count a 1-0 get it in breaking ball to try and even the count that was hit out of the ballpark by Oscar Taveras as a big mistake. A guy you don't really know too much about, but that was it. That was the difference in the game, and that was the only run that he gave up. And that was our Geico quote.
And here's Pagan. Pagan goes the other way, and Holiday barely has to move. Well, Matt Williams and the Nationals, they're in town on the next homestand, June 9th, 10th, and 11th. All dynamic deals, which means tickets start as low as $8. Visit sfgiants.com/dynamic deal. That is a great deal. Here's Pence, who singled in the first. an all-star ballot.
We got to start filling those out.
Yeah, I know. Two balls and no strikes. The question is can you be partial?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a high pop-up. Craig doing the pop-up dance right by first base. 2 outs. And that'll bring up Buster Posey.
Looks like Lynn has gotten a little more comfortable with his foundation. Got a little more finish on his pitches. So a little stinger he got on the inside of his leg perhaps has eased up. He's feeling a little bit better.
Buster Posey, a single and an RBI in the first. Here he takes wide, 1-0.
Still don't think he's driving off that back leg like you've seen it.
And Buster taken all the way. Evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Giants have played 9 games against the National League Central. There's a base hit to right field.
Well, when he's solid and he's not hurting, he can make things look pretty easy at times.
That's the stroke we saw when that young man led the league in hitting.
Stay inside the ball a long time. Let it get to you deep. See the distribution of weight. Absolutely perfect.
We watch
right between his feet.
We watch a lot of batting practice at home, right? It's about the time that we start doing our work before we go up to the booth and watch him. I bet maybe 60% of his batting practice is to right field.
Yep. He's got such a simple approach. I mean, with him, it's all be in one piece. Make your swing be in one piece. Don't be two sectioned, the lower body and upper half. Everything come out in one piece. And if you watch him do his tee work and get prepared, he doesn't take a lot of swings. He thinks as a catcher, you can really beat yourself up by taking too many batting practice swings. And he really trusts it. He has a simple approach. The right field, that definitely gets him prepared.
2-0 to the Panda. And Sandoval taps this one foul. Now, 100% of Sandoval's batting practice is just hit the ball hard somewhere, anywhere.
Yeah. It's just search and destroy.
Two and 1 to Sandoval. He popped out to the third baseman Carpenter in the first inning. Here it's 3-1.
Now, I would expect Lynn to nibble a little bit, throw something out down the corner. They know that Sandoval is an aggressive hitter. He will swing at corner pitches, but no reason to just challenge him.
And a base hit up the middle. Buster Posey's going to round the bag, and he's going to head for third. And now Tim Flannery breaks out the stretched arms to hold him up. Second and third with 2 outs.
A 3-1 count. Get that foot down early, and that's something he was not doing consistently early in the year. Really got himself in good position, and when he's been hot these last couple of weeks, you have not seen him slide on that front foot very much. He's been able to let the ball get to him deep, let it travel, as a hitting coach would tell you. Using the middle of the field. It's just a great at bat. He's not doing too much in a 3-1 count. Winds up with a double.
Here's Gregor Blanco, an opportunity to add a couple after 2 outs. Down the left field line and out of play.
It's a big at bat in this game for Lance Lynn. Giants get out on right here, they can really hurt him.
No swing, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Marcus Patillo, the third base umpire, saying no swing. He did a good job yesterday.
All the young umpires have done good jobs.
They really have. Lance Barrett behind the plate today, another one of those young umpires that we were impressed with the last time we saw him.
One and 2.
Good hard slider there from Lynn. As we saw in the past, he'll go at you hard with fastballs the first time through the lineup, and the second time through you start to see more breaking balls. That was a good one right there.
Now you got a battle if you're Blanco. That's going to be foul, but it's going to be fun to watch.
That's a pretty good battle right there.
A little down and in action.
Trying to throw a back foot slider at him. He left it up a little bit. That may be the last breaking ball you see in the or near the strike zone. He's got an open base and a 1-2 count. He can go down the dirt a couple times. Go up with a fastball above the strike zone. He does not have to throw a strike here.
Got him. Giants strand a pair. It'll be the Rook, Oscar Taveras, to lead things off. Inning time now for our Togo's big play, the Togo's way. Yesterday, the day game, it was Oscar Taveras, his second at bat in the big leagues. Gone. He hits it off of Yasmero Petit. Not only does he take care of his first big league hit, he takes care of his first home run. And here he is facing Tim Hudson, and Hudson throws him a sinker for a called strike.
And the way he swung at that 1-0 breaking ball yesterday for Petit, I thought he was sitting breaking ball.
And that's a base hit over hits.
And that was a breaking ball.
So here's Peralta.
0-1. And he's right on it. I mean, but you see that a lot when guys come out of the minor leagues who are good hitters, and they get a steady habit of or a steady diet rather of breaking balls and off-speed pitches, and they'll come up to the big leagues and they'll look at it. That's why I think you got to make him prove he can hit the fastball first.
Peralta hitting .237. He looks at a strike.
There's one thing that Tavares has showed the Giants early on is that he can hit the breaking ball. 2 hits, 2 breaking balls.
This is lined into center field. It's right at Pagan.
That was a bullet. Looked like a knuckleball too. And that can happen when a guy hits the ball a certain way. It'll take the spin off the ball and it goes out to an infielder or an outfielder, and it's knuckling, which is an adventure, especially for an infielder. It's like trying to catch a 100-mile-an-hour knuckleball.
Here's John Jay hitting .288, a home run, 18 driven in. Just outside, Hudson cocking his head a little bit like, 1 ball and no strikes.
Well, one thing that's fun to watch is an old pitcher work a young umpire. And you will watch Hudson do that today.
Hit to left at Blanco. Yeah, but he'll do it where a lot of people wouldn't even know he's doing it.
Oh yeah, he's going to be subtle. He'll never show the young guy up, but he'll definitely let him know if he's not happy with the way the game's being called.
Here's Tony Cruz. And it's 0-1. Arias holding on Tavares at first with 2 outs. I suppose he can't find it, and now Tavares is going to end up at second. I think there's any doubt that Buster Posey thought that pitch was laying right underneath him.
That's a bad feeling as a catcher. You look down to where you think it is and it's not there, and you go from 0 to panic in a heartbeat.
All right, it's right here. I know it's behind my glove, or maybe in my glove. What?
And right now, panic.
One and 2 is Hudson forcing Cruz to reach out over the plate.
Tony Cruz in his 3rd year at the big league level.
Got him. Through 2. Giants 4. Cardinals nothing.
You can do it up to 3 hours before the game. You can select new seats using an interactive ballpark map. Digital tickets are then sent to your mobile device to move you into your upgraded seat. Just download the Giants official mobile app at the ballpark to take advantage of this in-seat upgrade opportunity. Go to sfgiants.com/ballpark app.
So here's Crawford, who reached on a fielder's choice and picked up an RBI in the first. For Lance Lynn, 52 pitches in 2 innings. Crawford takes wide. 1 ball and no strikes. Crawford now takes a strike. Crawford's about ready to get hot. I'm going to make that prediction right here. Feeling it.
I like that when you get feelings like that.
Feeling it. Good night's sleep. Actually, that's not true. You and I took Dave out last night for his birthday.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Yeah. We're out of shape.
What happened to my shoes?
Well,
they're stuffed on top.
You know, you were doing hook slides in the middle of the street. I didn't want to tell you. You had it going good. Pop-up slides.
They're scuffed on top. 1 ball and 2 strikes. You know what, though? He had a happy birthday. That was the most important thing.
Yeah, yeah. We have another birthday boy today.
Yeah, my brother Jeff in the truck.
Jeff Kuiper, our producer.
Jeff was invited last night, but he kind of knew where it was headed, so he passed.
When he saw you put your good wingtips on, the ones you like to do hook slides in, he knew it was time to bail.
They're scuffed on the top. How's that possible? 3-2 to Crawford.
He had a couple of head first slides, too.
Just to make Dave happy, away from his family on his birthday. What we do for our partners. Here's the payoff, and Crawford takes ball 4.
Nice at bat. I remember the start that Lance Lynn had against the Giants in the playoffs, and he was cruising, and all of a sudden he makes an error. This is nothing going into this game. And when the inning was all over, the Giants had put 4 on the board, and this was what opened up the door. He threw a ball that hit the bag.
Otherwise known, Mike, as the Barry Zito game.
I remember how that game started. That was here. The Giants were down the series 3-1. Zito started out that game, and he got the bases loaded with nobody out. And he got out of it.
The Barry Zito game.
And he wound up going 7 1/3 shutout. Beautiful. What a great memory.
Hicks drew a walk in the first. Crawford with his lead, nobody out. Arias to follow. And now a quick toss and Crawford back. Yeah, at that point the consensus was if the Giants could get back to San Francisco, they would feel pretty good about that. And indeed they did get back there, and they won the next 2 with Game 7, that laugher that ended up in the rain. One and 1 to Hicks.
The arch. Yesterday it rained so hard you couldn't see it. And that is not an exaggeration.
2 balls and 1 strike. This is Lynn is killing his infielders right now.
Well, you're right. It's warm out there. He's throwing a lot of pitches.
Not worried about the outfielders.
You're an old infielder. Why would you?
They're standing on dirt. Come on. 2 balls and 1 strike. 3-1. That time Lynn looked at his hand as if to say that ball was slipped, maybe a little moisture on his hand.
I think he's been out of whack since he went into that slide and tweaked his knee in the first inning.
Well, good fastball hitter. Probably you'll see one here. He will, but it's inside. Well, we talked about Barry Zito and what a terrific game he pitched in that Game 5. And here's the highlights, Mike, and take us through some of these.
Well, I mean, he just had everything going, and the curveball was such a good pitch. And when we used to say that when he needed a ground ball, it was a great way for him to get it with that big curve. No runs, 6 strikeouts, and it was 7 2/3. I didn't give him his props. I said 7 1/3.
And everybody could not wait to get out to the mound when he knew that he was coming out to congratulate him as Arias takes a strike.
And it was written, how do you justify a 7-year contract in 1 start? That's how.
You can almost do that. Arias single up the middle to knock in a pair in the first. And that pitch is wide, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. The pitcher, Hudson, is on deck.
Starting to see some activity. That's Carlos Martinez, the right-hander, getting ready for the Cardinals.
Hit up the middle, could be a pair. It gets by Peralta. Here comes Crawford. The throw is going to go to third, and Hicks is going to be safe at third. It's 5-0. So it would look like it might be a double play ball. It scoots by Peralta, and instead of that, it's an RBI single.
Tell you what, I thought Peralta had better range than that. I mean, off the crack of the bat, I'm thinking this is exactly what Lynn is looking for, a ground ball double play. And Peralta not even close, so a ball through the middle, and the Giants have it set up to go large again.
Arias with 3 RBIs today as Hudson shows bunt, and he takes a strike at the knees, and it's 0-1.
Now, you have pretty good speed at third base, and in a safety squeeze, it's really one of the best ways to do some damage in this type of situation if you have a good bunter, and Hudson is a good bunter.
Well, Hudson realized that when he popped it up, he needed a run just in case Cruz was going to let that ball fall. And here's Pagan. Pagan is singled, and he's flied out. Hicks at third, Arias at first. And it's low, 1 ball and no strikes.
This Lynn is getting real close to the end of the day here. If Pagan were to get on base or get a hit, I think Lynn's day would be over.
Two and 0.
That's 70 pitches. And we're 1 out here in the third. That's way too many. 35 in the first, and really the second and the third haven't been that easy as well.
Pagan bounces this one back. They get 1. They do not get 2. Coming in to score is Hicks. And it's 6-0. That's a tough call. You know you have to try to get the double play, but my goodness, you are giving up a run.
I just don't think it's a money play because of the speed of Pagan. And you're a pitcher. You know what type of backswing the hitter has. If he took a big swing and had to get unwound and get going, yeah, you try and get two. But the way he got out of the box, you're not going to get him on the back end of it. You got to cut that run off. That was a mistake.
So both walks have scored here in the third.
Pagan just runs too well.
Pagan's RBI is 17th. Pence is 1 for 2. And a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Perfect spot. 1 and 2.
And you know what Mike Matheny's thinking. He wants Lance Lynn to get through this inning because the pitcher spot due to lead off for the Cardinals in the third. He brings a pitcher in now. He's got to let that pitcher hit for himself. Otherwise, he can pinch hit, lead off with the hitter.
And that'll end the inning. Giants score 2 after 2.5, 6-0 Giants. In 1941, Mellott hit his 400th home run and scored the 1,500th run of his career to help the Giants beat the Reds in Game 1 of a doubleheader. It was played at the Polo Grounds, and it happened on this date in 1941. Lance Lynn is going to hit, and he takes a strike. He's 1 for 22.
And I'm really a bit surprised that he's staying in this game. Given the amount of pitches that he's throwing. Leading off an inning here, down 6-0.
Bounces this one to Arias. It's a fair ball, so he'll go to the bag. Maybe it's because he can hit. Well, here in our broadcast booth, and right there is the birthday boy from yesterday, Mr. Fleming, and he will join Mike in the 4th, 5th, and 6th. I'll head over to the radio side. John Miller on assignment. You know what John's doing? I don't. Although when you're on assignment, you're not supposed to say.
Yeah, he would say.
But I think he's back east. Here's Carpenter, who singled in the first. And he takes down low. 1 ball and no strikes.
I think he's out scouting out new color analysts on the East Coast.
It's not going to happen. Meaning what? He's unhappy with the people he's working with now?
Oh, he's just keeping tab of what's out there, the type of talent level.
1 ball and 1 strike to Carpenter. Hudson gets the call. It's 1-2.
Good changeup. And Carpenter's the kind of hitter. It's tough to throw him 2 pitches at the same speed back to back. Back foot slider. You really have to move the ball around. You got to change the movement on your fastball, change your speeds. You just have to mix it up and hit spots. And that's what you have to do with good hitters.
Well, he's a good hitter. And a full count with Colton Wong on deck. Hudson with 31 pitches. Here's the payoff. Hit foul.
Hudson did what you're supposed to do with a 6-0 lead. Put the pressure on the hitter. Challenge. Make him swing the bat. No walks.
Hit into right center field. Pence keeps it from going to the wall. If it goes to the wall, it's a triple. Here it's a double. And that'll bring up Colton Wong. With Carpenter and the Giants, you almost figure just place him somewhere on base when he comes up.
He has definitely had their numbers. No doubt.
Wong bounces this one to Crawford, who gives ground, and he'll make the play to Arias. 2 outs. Nice stretch by Arias. Carpenter to third.
You watch Arias over at first base, and he doesn't play a lot of first base, but he definitely knows the first base dance.
Yeah, I think, Mike, he might have stretched a little too soon on this. And if you stretch too soon and the throw's a bit wide, and you got that front foot down, you got nowhere to go.
You can lean a little.
But he does that. He's got long arms. He looks like a basketball player with his long arms. And
he looks like Kobe Bryant.
He does.
And that's his nickname.
Here's Holiday, who hit a fly ball to center field in the first. And Holiday cannot hold up. It's no balls and 1 strike.
He missed that by a mile. He's definitely not looking slider.
It's an RBI guy looking for an RBI. Ooh, Buster Posey coming out of the squat. 1 ball and 1 strike.
You know, and that type of a pitch right there, it's so wild, the fastball, for a guy that's been between the knees all day long. That surprises a catcher when a control guy like Hudson does that. It's the last thing you're thinking about.
One and 2.
He is not picking up that slider.
Now he's taking a walk. You can tell he's having a bit of a meeting with himself.
He's thinking, huh? What am I going to do if he throws that thing again?
1 and 2. Took it. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, won the war there.
You'd almost think that inside part of the plate would be there if you decided to take it.
Or up above the strike zone, and he will chase above the strike zone. Buster wants another breaking ball. So 2 times they've gone below the strike zone with breaking ball, that hard slider, and twice now Holiday has managed to lay off.
So let's see what this crafty veteran Tim Hudson is going to do 3-2 to Matt Holliday. He walked him.
Another breaking ball, another slider. So Holliday's best defense was take. Yep.
So here's Alan Craig, who grounded out to Brandon Crawford to end the first inning. We are in the bottom of the third. The Giants scored 4 in the first and 2 here in the third. And a strike on the outside corner at 90.
Well placed.
Hudson taking some time now in between pitches.
Yeah, he's definitely slowed the pace down, but out of necessity, it's hot out there.
It's hot, and he's thrown a good number of pitches here in the third.
Mike Matheny knows this is a big at bat for his club. He's got his RBI guy up there with a couple on, down 6 runs. And Tim Hudson knows the same deal.
Look out. And he hit him with 89.
He had nowhere to go.
I'm thinking it hit him in the back of the helmet.
Yeah, I think it did.
Maybe right behind the ear.
Yep, that's where he got him.
Which and it's a solid hit too. Hudson's reaction was he immediately came down off the mound.
Well, a major concern from Hudson. I mean, that was a mistake. Trying to go in his hands. That ball just got up and became a heat seeker right to the helmet. And Dave Righetti out to try and calm Hudson down. He's visibly upset by it. And luckily, it looks like Alan Craig is okay.
Well, the entire at bat and the at bat to Holiday had been away. And then the one time he tries to come in and the ball gets away from him.
Wow.
So now you face Tavares with the bases loaded.
Set up the inside target and try and add, and this thing just goes right for him. And Craig had nowhere to go, and luckily he turns in and away, and luckily he had that helmet on. And if he had a no flap helmet, he'd have been in trouble.
So here's Tavares, who singled in the second.
And this is the Cardinals' shot to get back in this game.
Indeed it is. On the ground to Hicks, and that'll end the inning. Dave Fleming will be in. The Cardinals leave him loaded. Hudson now is walking out to Alan Craig.
Photo, your full name and your hometown. That's important, and it will give you a chance to have it shown in an upcoming game broadcast brought to you by AT&T. This photo is from Edgar Lugo from San Mateo, and this is Alexander, who enjoys listening to the broadcast. So nice going, Alexander. You are being raised correctly. 6-0 Giants. It's the top of the fourth inning, and here to tell you all about it, Dave Fleming.
Well, there's Tim Hudson, Mike. Buster Posey against Lance Lynn, taking a ball on the curveball. That was a very unusual and scary way for the third inning to end. And then the conversation between Hudson and Craig as Craig was walking off the field. Posey spins away from a breaking ball.
Oh, this is after the inning. Hudson walked over to Craig, said, "My bad." And I don't know if Craig wanted to hear it. He definitely looked at him and acknowledged the nod in his head.
(2-0), and Posey flings the bat over the dugout as he misses. Strike one. Well, Cody Ross bat toss.
Mr. Posey and get chalked up. That's another example of how the game has changed. Guy, you get his gamer up into the stands, he would definitely trade for it. Yeah, here, I'll give you another one, but I want that bat. But Buster, nah, we're good. It's a bat.
Those bats used to be valuable commodities.
What's that bat he just threw up the stands? He had 2 hits in it.
Posey 2 for 2. There's a strike on the outside.
But you never know. You may be trading for a chip bat. So better yet, just go get a new one. He is not superstitious.
Well, encouraging sign to see him swing the bat the way he has in this game. 2-2. Posey hits one. Another base hit past the reach of Wong.
He's got the magic one-two going now.
Well, he's hit all 3 of them hard, but just past the defense the last 2 times especially.
But the swing looks so much different. I mean, the 3 days off definitely have helped him. But watch how his body is right between his feet. I mean, and that is what he's all about. And when he went through that spell when his back was hurting, he wasn't letting the ball travel too deep to him. He was out of his front foot. His balance was screwed up, and not anymore. This game, he looks great with the swing.
So here's Pablo Sandoval. Pablo doubled his last time up. Strike one swinging on the Lynn fastball. Well, I know, look, Posey was trying to tough it out and play, and the Giants were insistent. He was okay. He was not seriously hurt, but you could not watch Buster and think that he wasn't hurting after that awkward swing against Cleveland.
Yeah, no doubt.
And really, Bruce Bochy, I mean, we were talking to Boch before the game, and he said today, well, Buster's really lobbying to play. He wants to be in there, but this is sort of a trial. We're going to run him out there and make sure he comes out of it okay. He's got the day off tomorrow to just rest up after getting back into action. Sandoval to left center field. Holiday pretty far out there, makes the catch. Posey will go back to first. Well, the bottom line, it would be great news for the Giants if Posey is back to 100% or even close to it.
Well, one thing that happened in this series, and I don't know how many people caught it, but in Adam Wainwright's game, the next day, he referred to the Giants' offense as murderer's row, and this was without Posey.
Yeah.
And if you're a team like the Giants, and you hear a guy like Wainwright say that about your offense, it makes you stand a little taller. It gives you a nice little quiet confidence. That did not go unnoticed. And now with Posey back in the lineup, I mean, they're even scarier.
With Joaquin Arias today pretending to be Michael Morse, just doing the things that Morse usually does. Different hero every day, seems. Blanco, foul ball, back to the screen.
When you have good seasons, that's what happens. You know, guys have to have, 4 or 5 guys have to have career years, but everybody else has to kind of get infected by the same disease, and that is timely hits. Michael Morse, who fouled one off his foot in batting practice today. Foot that he'd hit a ball off of earlier this week, and it was just too much, too sore, so they gave him a day off. Which is great. A day off today into a day off. Should be fine when you open up a 3-game series in Cincinnati.
They probably could have pressed the issue if it had been a must-win game, but that's also the luxury when you're playing well. You've built up some equity. You get Posey back in the lineup, you can afford to make sure Morse is all right. Well, there's definitely a question of how much longer Lance Lynn's going to stay in this game.
It just seemed like everything he's done today has been out of the stretch. He's labored every inning. This has not been your normal Lance Lynn start. And it's getting real close to. I really thought they were going to pinch hit for him in the 4th or the bottom of the 3rd.
That's ball 4, and Mike Matheny may be tempted to just make the move right now. We'll see.
Well, I think the only reason he's left him in is that he needs innings.
But he'll only get 3 1/3 from his starter, Lance Lynn. Matheny's coming out. You're right. The Cardinals bullpen has been beat up this week. So they're making a pitching change here in the 4th. Another opportunity for the Giants, leading 6-0. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change, tune-up, and repair experts.
and decide the player of the game. Your vote counts. Winner will be revealed during Giants postgame live. Follow the action on the diamond like never before with enhanced Bloomberg stats and more. Giants in game live on csnbayarea.com. Log on right now and vote.
Well, you should have time. The Giants up 6-0. Another rally with 2 on and 1 out, and they've knocked the starter Lance Lynn out of the game. So now Carlos Martinez comes out of the bullpen.
And there are the numbers for Carlos Martinez. 27th time that he has come in, and he kind of getting whacked around a little bit. They said they want to get him into some more non-pressure situations, and certainly coming into a 6-0 ball game is one of those. But he does not show up without some tools. He's got some good stuff, and he can throw very hard.
Yeah, the numbers, those really don't indicate the pure stuff of Martinez.
I mean, for the most part, he's a fastball slider guy, but you know, he's a guy that'll go high 90s, and even at times he'll hit 100. Also throw a changeup. Not many, pretty much fastball slider, go get him, but electricity.
Crawford, who's knocked in a run, walked, scored 2 runs. There's ball 2. You talk to some of the Cardinals people. I mean, Carlos Martinez on the pitching side, he's almost, these last couple of years, the equivalent of Oscar Taveras. There's Lynn, the starter, out of the game. He was a huge prospect, huge expectation for this guy. Crawford swings away and hits a foul, and I think some of the Cardinals folks think he's kind of caught in between, not thrilled to be pitching out of the bullpen. A guy who has always been a starter, wants to be a starter. Rotation's kind of full for the Cardinals. He's had a hard time adjusting to that relief role.
But it'll make you better if you learn how to do it. It'll teach you how to warm up properly, more efficiently. It'll teach you how to be aggressive on a first pitch. And those are things that are an absolute necessity out of the bullpen.
Strike 2.
That was a healthy 98.
Yeah.
Hale and Hardy 98. I don't know if you could ever describe 98 as being timid. That's a fastball you can smell. Fastballs you can smell they're big.
2-2. Crawford bloops one down the left field line. That is a fair ball, and it's going to kick up against the sidewall, up over the sidewall. Posey comes around to score. Blanco to third. Crawford to second. Automatic double. It's 7-0.
Just a little defense swing and let him supply the power. Doesn't even really hit it very well. Not a lot of lower body in, just let your hands defend the strike zone. And just a little chip shot down the line, hops up into the stands, so you get an RBI and put yourself in score position. So the Giants continue to impress with runners in scoring position.
Yeah, another hit. Here's Hicks, check swing foul. Back toward the bat boy. Hicks has drawn 2 walks and scored a run. Well, I know the batting average doesn't look pretty, but Hicks continues to do things to help the Giants win. And at some point, I'm sure he wants to get that average a little higher. There's a strike from Martinez. 99 miles an hour with that fastball.
Yeah, you could hear that hit the glove all the way up here, and it was loud.
So you can smell it, you can hear it.
You can definitely smell it. That's not an exaggeration.
Hicks, did he go? Yes, he did. Strike 3 on appeal, says Mike Everett.
Balls that can hit line drives back up the middle that go by your head as a pitcher, definitely smell. Hear them too. They got a little buzz to them.
So what do they smell like?
Burnt cork.
Ted Williams used to love to talk about the smell when you hit a foul ball. Arias takes a strike on the breaking ball from Martinez.
I had no one, Ryan, very first time I ever faced him, first pitch he threw, I hit a line drive back up the middle, base hit, and almost knocked his hat off. Next at bat, he threw one right at my head. And I'm a pitcher. And I smelled that thing like I was sitting down for dinner.
Never forgot that.
You do not ever forget that. I'm still ticked off about it.
Oh, 0-2 to Arias, who has been a key figure for the Giants here today. 2 hits. He's knocked in a total of 3 runs. He had not been getting many hits. Took a pretty good cut there.
You just have to be quick. 99 miles an hour is going to supply all the power you need. But you have to start early. You have to cheat. You can't identify and take a swing at it. It's too late. It's by you. You got to jump out there and get after it.
Even on an average big league pitch, you have fractions of a second to make your decision. Bounced in front of home plate.
Nice play by Tony Cruz.
As it turns out, probably a good day for Yadier Molina to have the day off. Cardinals down 7-0.
And you know what? I guarantee he feels half responsible for this.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
Because he's not in there. I'm swinging at that one. The guy's already established 99 in the mind of the hitter, and he throws that nasty slider down out of the strike zone away. He gets a lot of strikeouts on that pitch. Well, you can see why the Cardinals like this guy.
Yeah.
This stuff is just unbelievable.
Still learning. 2 on, 2 out. And a 2-2 pitch. Struck him out with that slider. A couple of strikeouts, but another run for the Giants. Middle of the 4th, they lead in St. Louis 7-0.
By authority of the San Francisco Giants and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Association.
Home this Friday, June 6th, and the first in a series of 4 Orange Friday happy hours presented by Lagunitas Brewing Company. The band Petty Theft will perform live in Seals Plaza to kick off the series. There's a special event package which includes access to the pregame happy hour party, game ticket, complimentary beverage. It's the Giants and the Mets that day, Friday, June 6th, when we're back home. sfgiants.com/special events. That's the place to go. Now the Gateway Arch looming off in the distance beyond center field. We're in St. Louis. Giants have a 7-0 lead. Tim Hudson back to work in the bottom of the 5th. And Johnny Peralta leading off for the Cardinals, taking strike 1.
Generous strike right there. Thank you very much.
Well, Lance Barrett was just part of a little meeting with the grounds crew in between innings, so maybe the generous strike zone is going to stay put here. Here's the 0-1. Good slider there from Hudson. Strike 2.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, there's a threat of rain. It's supposed to come between 3 and 4 today. You can see the thunderhead starting to mount up back at right field where the storms come in from.
Yeah, look, the rain's starting to fall. They pulled the cover of the tarp off. Here's a ball outside from Hudson, 1-2.
And you know Lance Lynn, who's out of this ball game, had 7 runs on his belt, 4 earnings. He's praying for rain because it needs to go a full 5 innings before it's a game that's in the books.
1-2 to count to Peralta. That one bounces. Well, the good news for the Giants is this is the last game between these two teams here in this park all year. And the Giants are headed out of here after this one. The Cardinals have a game tomorrow, so there's no mutual off day. Just get a look at what looms up above. So this game, barring a disaster, will be finished today. Here's a foul down the right field line.
Yeah, it may be delayed like it was yesterday. I mean, we saw in the evening last night, it was absolutely gorgeous.
Yep.
So if you had to wait an hour or so, I mean, you'd still manage to be able to get at least 5 innings in and get it in the books.
They will make sure that happens today. I have to believe. And of course, now the game is in the hands of the umpires. It's not like it's up to the Cardinals who are down 7-0. Peralta swings and misses, and he throws the bat right by Fred Bird. Strikeout for Hudson, his second one away.
Well, everybody's okay. And there's the guy that got it. Take a look at the bat toss as it goes into the stands. It's so scary. At least it's in one piece. It's not a broken bat. Those are the ones that really scare you.
Yeah, now it's okay to be happy with the souvenir. Everybody's all right. 1 out for John Jay. Ball 1 inside. That little shower came and went. Now some more sunshine up above. That is sort of indicative of the kind of weather we've had these last few days.
That's what we're going to get in Cincinnati, I believe. You know, one thing about hitting a guy in the head, as Hudson has done in this game when he hit Alan Craig in the 4th inning, it really affects the way you can pitch inside the rest of the game.
That one misses low.
I mean, nobody thinks that the ball that he hit Alan Craig with was intentional. It doesn't matter. He hit him in the head. That's the way the Cardinals are going to look at it. They will retaliate. But in regards to Hudson, you know, you've had your mulligan. You can't aggressively pitch inside like you normally do because you hit a guy and then you hit him in the head.
That's ball 4. Hudson walks John Jay. It is interesting, isn't it? It's 7-0. You figure Hudson's just cruising along. You can see him yelling at himself. He has not been thrilled with the way he's pitched.
Well, he's not as sharp in this game as he was against the Cubs. But he's making it work. I mean, he hasn't given up any runs. He's only given up 3 hits, but he's not happy with the walks. Where he had a walk in the 3rd inning with a 6-0 lead. Here he walks John Jay with 1 out and a 7-run lead. That's definitely not something you want to do.
The 8th place hitter, Tony Cruz. Foul ball, strike 1.
Especially when it's hot.
Yeah. I mean, it would be human nature also to be thinking about, okay, how long am I going to be in this game with the rain? Are we going to get a delay? Will I be out? Let's get this game moving. It's hot. It's humid. The good news for the Giants is, look at the scoreboard. Cruz, foul ball, strike 2.
Yeah, 7-0 is good news.
Yeah, the Giants are lined up here to have a great series. You look at the schedule ahead of time and say, man, 4 games in St. Louis against the Cardinals. You get a split, you get out of there, you're happy. Giants win this game, they will have taken 3 out of 4.
Very hard to do in this arena. But the Giants had an opportunity in the first inning, and they took advantage of it.
Yep. Jumped right on top of Lynn, scored 4 runs in the first.
Colton Wong made an error, created opportunity, and boom, they just jumped right through that door.
That was a big play. Could be that Lance Lynn was erratic enough that the Giants were going to at some point take advantage of that, but that error really helped. Cruz hanging in there against Hudson. Behind the count 0-2. Soft ground ball toward third, and Sandoval is going to let it go foul.
Tony Cruz runs pretty well for a catcher. I think if Sandoval were to have to have tried to make a play on that, I don't think it would have got him.
Yeah, that had nothing to do with Pablo thinking about a double play or anything like that. That had everything to do with he wasn't sure he could even get the one out at first. So I think he wisely let it roll foul. .59 pitches for Hudson here in the fourth, leading 7-0. Ball 1.
.60 pitches on the day for Hudson. It's about where you want to be at the end of an inning. End of the fourth inning, averaging 15 an inning. David Giddy likes 14 an inning.
Struck him out swinging with the curveball.
14 or less, I should say. You know, pitching coaches, they prefer 3-pitch innings.
Yeah.
Good split. He's throwing more sliders today than splits, especially to righties.
The 2 down for Carlos Martinez. Pitcher hitting for himself. Second pitcher of the day for St. Louis after Lynn went 3 1/3. There's a strike on the outside, 90 miles an hour. Shadows come back across Bush. Big cut, strike 2.
I haven't met too many Dominican players that don't know how to hit a little bit. Carlos Martinez from Puerto Plata, Dominican.
Still a young guy, 22 years old. And that's strike 3 called. Hudson ends up striking out 3 with a walk mixed in. Here the Giants lead 7-0.
is brought to you by the Solar Company. Not just any solar company, the Solar Company. Switch to solar and save.
With those big thunderclouds looming up above, the Giants with some thunder offensively against the Cardinals, leading 7-0. Inning number 5. Giants fans enjoying this game, enjoying this series. Tim Hudson, the pitcher, leads off here in the 5th against Carlos Martinez out of the Cardinals bullpen.
I think it's a good thing to take a pitch here. Take a strike. Because if they're going to retaliate, this is when they're going to do it.
Well, no indication. 1-1. Not yet, anyway. That one very high. At 98.
You hate to be in a batter's box with the guy that throws this hard in a retaliation situation.
Hudson puts it in play and then hardly even gets out of the batter's box. Thrown out at first, 1 away.
Well, you really do have to conserve on a day like today. I mean, you're going to lose 5-6 pounds if you're Tim Hudson. And he's not used to this type of heat. I mean, that's the one disadvantage that you have being a Giant playing in Northern California, is you don't have starts where you're losing 5-6 pounds. For the most part, you're losing about a half a pound to a pound. And the first time you go through it, you have to be smart. And that's when you jog down to first base. Save your energy.
We don't see that scene very often at home with the fans using a program or a scorecard trying to fan themselves off. Pagan takes strike 1. Yeah, that doesn't happen a whole lot at home. It is hot and muggy today in St. Louis. Ball 1 to Pagan. That might be the first look at that changeup that you were talking about from Martinez that he does not use very often.
Well, that really is going to be a key to his growth, getting that pitch.
Fastball line to short, 2 down. Well, I would guess, particularly if he really wants to still be a starting pitcher, develop that extra weapon. You can use it even more against left-handed hitters. Another look at what's up above. So far, no wet weather. 2 down for Pence. That's 100 miles an hour off the outside. He makes it look easy.
Yeah, he's not a big guy. He really reminds you of Pedro Martinez. About the same size. I mean, that's illegal right there, man. That's a very explosive slider off of 98 miles an hour. If he gets that changeup down another speed, look out for this kid.
Good cut on a slider that was up 1-2. That's what the Cardinals are waiting for. He works fast and he throws fast. 100-mile-an-hour fastball strikes out Pence. Pretty impressive. 7-0 Giants lead.
Brought to you by Provident Credit Union. Make life easy.
With a little breeze blowing out behind Busch Stadium, looking back in on the yard, 7-0 Giants over the Cardinals, last of the fifth. That's a good view from out near that new ballpark village, which has made this an even prettier place to come. Matt Carpenter for the Cardinals against Hudson. Bottom of the fifth, there's strike one. That's part of that ballpark village. That's the indoor portion with that huge screen. You can sit inside, watch the game, wander outside.
I think that place is so cool.
And they say it is just always packed.
Well, why wouldn't it be? I mean, it's so comfortable if you're a ball player. These are the rooftop seats that sit above that building across the street.
Yeah, those seats are not actually inside the ballpark. Those are across the street, almost like the Wrigley Field rooftop seats.
It's just another home run for the Cardinal organization. They really, really nailed it. And we really encourage any Giants fan, baseball fan in general, to come here to St. Louis to see this. It's wonderful.
And that's that street. They do it almost like they do at Fenway Park, say, where they cut it off to vehicle traffic about a couple hours before game time.
Yeah, it's safe to wear your orange here.
It is.
Put it on, you'll enjoy it. You'll have fun meeting Cardinals fans. They're a pretty affable group, and they love their baseball.
Two and two the count to Carpenter, who is 2 for 2 in this game and is really hot at the plate right now. Hits that one on the ground, foul.
Well, he doesn't have a hole right now. And, you know, your best bet is just to try and stack up a defense and have him hit into it. But he's got such good bat control that might not even work. I mean, they've thrown everything at him. They've gone at him with fastball side. They've thrown curveballs, sliders, changeups, splits, knuckle up shoots, and Cuban palm balls. They can't get him out.
That one is muscled to right field and deep. Pence on the warning track for out number one. So that's how they get him out.
Well, the Mets are coming to San Francisco. That's right. Saturday, June 7th is a 7:05 start, and it's also Superhero Night. First 7,500 kids 14 and under will receive a pair of Sergio Romo Superhero socks, courtesy of C's Candies. And on Sunday, which is a 1:05 start, the first 20,000 fans will receive a Hello Kitty Giants plush. Tickets remaining for all three games. sfgiants.com/tickets. You have to help me out here, partner.
You circled that one before the year, I know.
What is a Hello Kitty plush?
You're asking me?
Yeah, well, you've got two daughters.
We haven't hit the Hello Kitty stage. And maybe we won't. There's strike two. I maybe a little stuffed animal, like a little stuffy.
Okay.
That's what I'm going with. Maybe they know.
A couple Giants fans enjoying the sunshine here.
I think the people that we're really speaking to absolutely know what it is. Strike three call. Wong is caught looking, 2 down. Fifth strikeout for Hudson.
Fifth strikeout, and that's the first called strike three. The other four have been swinging this strike threes. All right, you be the umpire. Hey, at the belt, see ya, Pete. Thanks for stopping by. You say to yourself if you're a pitcher.
Yeah. Maybe don't say that out loud.
Not unless you're an old pitcher broadcaster. Then you can say it out loud.
Say whatever you want.
All those things you thought all those years and never allowed to say.
Just let it all out. Holiday takes ball one.
It is a bit therapeutic, I have to tell you.
You had to stifle it for so many years. I think you've made up for it by now.
Really?
That's just me. Holiday to left. Blanco is there. And that might be the best inning so far for Tim Hudson. The top of the order gone in order. 7-0 Giants.
It's an official game. Brought to you by Provident Credit Union. You can go to csnbayarea.com and you can vote for those teachers. This program is in its 8th season. And the Comcast Sportsnet All-Star Teacher Program recognizes Bay Area teachers that really make a difference. And the winning teacher will receive $20,000 for his or her school. So it's important. So your vote, please go to csnbayarea.com and be part of the 2014 All-Star Teacher.
There are many deserving candidates out there, we know. Buster Posey against Martinez for the first time, 3 for 3 against the starter Lynn. It's a big day for Posey, trying to get healthy again and come out of a slump. Takes the 99-mile-an-hour fastball for a ball. There's that slider, strike 2. Well, Posey might not be that comfortable in the batter's box.
Nobody is. Yeah. When you think what's coming, I mean, and this is the Cardinal organization, and they got a reputation for that. So does the Giants organization. They protect their hitters, and you know, figure somewhere down the road somebody's going to have to wear one. It's just that it's a little rough with the guy out there in the hills throwing 99, and it is in the back of everybody's mind. Let me tell you, Bob Gibson would definitely retaliate if one of his players got injured. One of the most aggressive pitchers to ever pitch this game.
2-2. Buster to third. Carpenter throws him out. So Posey retired for the first time.
You know, some guys feel that if you hit one of their four-hole hitters, they're going to hit one of yours.
Well, here comes the Giants cleanup hitter.
And even if nothing happens, you think it's gonna. And that's a rough way to take it at bat when a guy's throwing 100.
Yeah.
Because I got to tell you something. 100 miles an hour is going to leave a bruise.
Alan Craig, in case you're just joining us, and Tim Hudson, nobody believes Hudson did it on purpose, but he got beamed. Hudson hit him in the helmet. Hit him in the head. Ball 2 to Sandoval.
The inning was over, and Craig was at second base walking back to the Cardinal infield or dugout. Tim Hudson stopped, went over there, and I'm sure he apologized for it.
Strike 1.
However, that doesn't change anything in the eyes of the Cardinals. You just figure somewhere down the road somebody's going to wear one. It's just the nature of the beast.
3-1.
It doesn't matter that it was a mistake. It doesn't matter that you're sorry. But the way baseball is right now, you really have to pick your spot. You have to disguise it or somebody's going to get suspended.
Pablo threw the bat. Epidemic today. This is what we're talking about from the third. Scary, scary moment.
And right behind the left ear. And Hudson was visibly shaken. And this is what we're talking about afterwards.
Well, Alan Craig, I guess you give him credit. He seemed to pretty even keel about it. Sandoval takes the walk. That has not happened very much lately, as hot as Pablo's been. Hasn't taken a lot of walks. But that storyline is kind of looming over this game, a game that the Giants are leading 7-0. And we are all, of course, glad that Alan Craig's okay.
Yeah, he really got lucky. And if he was wearing one of the old helmets that didn't have an ear flap, he'd have been in trouble.
Yeah. Here's Blanco. Blanco moved up into the 5 spot in the order when Michael Morse was scratched before the game. He has walked, is 0 for 2. Takes a fastball low for a ball. Giants are headed to Cincinnati after this one. Tomorrow's an off day, a rest day in the middle of the road trip, and then a 3-game series with the Reds. Ball 2.
Yeah, I expect that to be a very aggressive series.
Yeah.
Those two teams have had some very interesting series the last several years.
And the Reds are already sort of in scratch and claw mode. It has not been a great start to the year for Cincinnati. They got a new manager, Brian Price. Dusty Baker's not there anymore. And the Reds are kind of just hanging around. They're 4 games below 500 coming into today. Getting ready to start with the Diamondbacks. That one gets by Craig down the right field line, and it's going to go all the way into the corner and start rattling around. Pablo rumbling around third. Flannery sends him the throw. Airmails home plate. Sandoval scores. Blanco's got a triple. It's 8-0 Giants.
And that really showed the inexperience of Oscar Taveras, the rookie who's playing his second game here at Busch Stadium. What he will learn is how to read the carom off of the right field side if and when a ball does carom, or if it's going to get by. I mean, once he cut this angle short, and once it got by the little part of the field that juts out there, it got deep in the hole. It's going to be a 3-bagger, and that really was a mistake. With experience, he could definitely hold that to a double and maybe prevent a run. But it's fun to watch the panel on a hot day go from first to home. Right about here, he's looking at Flannery, and he gets the green light. I'm not sure how excited he was about it, but it was fun to watch.
Get the Coors Field oxygen mask going. There's ball 1 to Crawford. Infield in for the Cardinals, and the Giants are just rampaging here today. There's Seth Maness.
They did it 2 nights ago. You didn't figure the team was going to score 9 runs in a game that Adam Wainwright throws.
No, you did not.
And you didn't think that they were going to score 8 or more in a game that Lance Lynn was starting.
Martinez looking a little frustrated, so here comes the catcher. No, you're right about that. It's a different Giants team this year.
They can hit.
Now you got guys like Blanco contributing. Early in the year, the Giants, when Posey was hot and Michael Morse got off to a good start, the Giants were scoring some runs, but they weren't getting a lot of contribution from the bench, from the role players, and that's starting to happen now. Makes the Giants a lot deeper. 42nd pitch on the way from Martinez, and he gets the swinging strike against Brandon Crawford.
And that may have been the message from Cruz. Use your other stuff. Your changeup and your breaking ball are good. They're sitting on the fastball, which you have to do when a guy's throwing 99.
Yeah.
You can't go up there looking for a changeup.
2-1. Runner at third. Ball 3.
Guy's throwing 99. You're going up there looking for a changeup. You're going to look like the biggest duck that ever put on a pair of spikes.
The swing will be a little late if you're swinging for the changeup.
It's like you're swinging in a swimming pool.
Which is where Carlos Martinez might want to be right now. It's hot and humid out there on the mound. That one is popped up, way up there. Well, Peralta and Carpenter are going to have to battle here, and Carpenter makes the catch.
The way Carpenter went back at that ball, I didn't think he was going to take that at any time.
Deking us.
Now watch Carpenter kind of keep his eye on Peralta, and now all of a sudden he gets underneath it. That Sun is not making those pop-ups an easy play.
2 down for Brandon Hicks, who's walked twice and struck out, which these days feels like a typical day for him. Swings and misses.
I do know that this is a report card series for both teams. You really, because of the history that they've had, both teams have been in the playoffs and they've won world championships in the last several years. This is a series where you see how you're doing. And a lot is going to be written about the Cardinals if the Giants do go on to win this ballgame and take the 3 out of 4. And they're not going to be kind with what they write.
No. And I think that's true. People around here saying, okay, here comes a team with the best record in the league. Let's see if the Cardinals can hold up. Let's see how they play.
And it's how the Giants have won games that is going to take, I'm sure, fuel the criticism.
Well, we were talking before the series with a lot of the folks around here about how everybody was feeling like this was the week where the Cardinals were going to sort of flip the switch. Yankees, Giants coming to town. Hicks strikes out swinging, and the Giants are retired. The report card looking good for the Giants all weekend. Buster Posey back today, swinging it well. Joaquin Arias with a couple of big hits for the Giants. They lead 8-0.
Brought to you by Heffernan Insurance Brokers, offering business and personal insurance, employee benefits, and financial services. Visit us at hefins.com and by Xfinity, home of the most live sports.
8-0 Giants, last of the 6. So far, no rain. This game is an official game now, which is great news for the Giants with that big lead. The threat of thunderstorms all weekend long. Yesterday, we had 2 different delays. And Alan Craig's going to come up here for the first time since being beamed by Hudson in the 3rd to lead off in the last of the 6th.
You're going to see what it's like to be a big league hitter and what it takes to be a big league hitter. Because I guarantee he ain't going to flinch, and he will cover the outside corner. And there is no fear in that guy's mind.
Courage would be one word that is required, one characteristic.
And I would be surprised if anything went on the inside corner. You're going to see Hudson just hug that outside corner this whole at bat because of what happened in the last at bat.
Looked like the cutter from Hudson again toward the outside. One pitch is low. How about the news from Cleveland? The Rockies and Cleveland went to the 9th inning, tied 4-4. Adam Ottavino came in at the bottom of the 9th for the Rockies. Michael Bourne hit a 2-run homer against him. Indians win 6-4.
Wow.
So that means Cleveland sweeps that series, right? Craig, foul ball.
That is correct. That's the 4th straight loss now for the Rockies.
They're back to 500.
Yep.
All that good work they did, and man, when we saw the Rockies, they were fearsome.
Well, they lost Nolan Arenado, and a tough bat, tough glove to replace.
Yeah, they have had a hard time since that happened. Some of the hot hitters from early have cooled off. 2-2 to Craig. Called the ball. That was a pretty good looking pitch. I guess it was a little high.
Yeah. Once you get hit in the head, umpires will give you a little slack.
Full count, 3-2. That one get foul right off his foot or his ankle.
I think that hurt him worse than getting hit in the head.
That hurts.
I don't know if your foot does. Getting hit in the head really doesn't hurt. I mean, it's not an enjoyable experience, trust me. But this is pain here.
Just take a hammer and whack your foot and see if you can mimic the sensation. Craig up the middle. Crawford showing off his range and his arm. Nice play.
That was a nice play. All right, the 81st pitch. Tim Hudson throws. It gets put on the ground, and Brandon Crawford goes far to his left. Slings a strike over to Arias. Well, there's Bert and Leanne Steinberg. They have gone on every road game that the Giants have played this year. Whatever town they've been in, they have made the trek. Bert in his 90s. He just got married about 4 months ago. Gamers.
Keeping score. Here's the rookie Tavares. 1 for 2. First at bat today, line drive base hit. Second at bat was a key moment in this game back in the third. Came right after Hudson had hit Craig. It loaded the bases. The Giants at that point, they were up 6-0. They had a cushion, but Tavares, who has looked impressive in these first couple games, just a few at bats, but still talented kid. Bases loaded, a chance to get the Cardinals right back in it, and Hudson got him to hit a ground ball. It's that one very hard, but speared by Crawford. 2 down.
Wow.
That's an even better play.
That's a fantastic play. I mean, that ball was just smoked. Tavares, even the ground balls he hits, I mean, they got some steam on it. Straightened up, shoots him down. Joe, this is the big leagues, kid.
That is most often a hit when you're playing in the minor leagues.
There are good shortstops down there, don't get me wrong, but that's a big league play.
2 outs for Johnny Peralta. He bounces 1 foul. 8-0 Giants here in the 6th. Final game of this 4-game series. Could be that we will be back here in St. Louis in October, but we won't be back in the regular season. Getting dark again. I don't know if a little rain has started to fall yet or not.
Well, they said if we were going to get any, it'd be between 3 and 4. That was the forecast this morning around 6 in the morning.
We don't have John here with us today. He's the guy who he's got the weather forecast usually pinned down in 30-minute increments.
Yeah, he's the Doppler whisperer.
It's a unique talent for our partner. Hudson has gotten stronger as this game has gone on. And he hasn't given up a run, so it's not like he was real erratic early, but just was a little bit, I think, off kilter. 2-2 to Peralta.
He has got that sixth sense that veteran pitchers have. They just know what a guy's looking for. They know where the holes are in his swing. Know what pitch is working, how to apply it to a swing.
Peralta to right field. Pence, well, carrying pretty well, but with plenty of room to make the catch. Well, Kipe will come back and join you on the television side with Mike through 6. Hudson of the Giants up big, 8-0.
Toyota game summary brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. And so far through 6 innings, it is all San Francisco. Giants 8 runs on 10 hits, no errors. The Cardinals, no runs on 3 hits and 1 error. Tim Hudson just absolutely spectacular. Picking up where he left off his last outing against the Cubs. He takes that great rhythm into this game. And Lance Lynn, well, it was not his day. 7 runs, 4 earned. A big error in the first inning by Colton Wong. Buster Posey today, 3 for 4. Scored a couple runs. He has an RBI. Pablo Sandoval, 1 for 3 with a walk. He extends his streak to 12 games. And that is your Toyota game summary brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. 8-0 Giants. Top of the 7th here again, Dwayne Kuiper.
All right, when it's, I guess, to right off the bat, get to do Speedy when it's time for a change. Think Speedy. Oil change and auto service, your oil change, tune-up, and repair experts.
Seth Maness, the new pitcher now for these Cardinals. And Maness doesn't have the fastballs you're accustomed to seeing coming out of that Cardinal bullpen, but he's got good sink. Sinker, slider, curveball, changeup, former starter.
Arias down the right field line and out of play. Nothing. Anytime we see 8-0 or the game on Friday where the Giants scored 7 earned runs off of Adam Wainwright, you just don't see it coming.
You do not. And I think that the Cardinals, we were talking about this, Dave and I, last inning, about this being a report card series for both teams. I think that the Cardinals are going to take some heat as to how these games were lost if indeed the Giants win this ball game.
And we're starting to see Mr. Joaquin Arias swing the bat, and that's a good sign because he's been really quiet lately.
It's a 3-hit day for Joaquin Arias. That's raised his average up to 174. He started the day off at 138. Yeah, he's been church mouse quiet.
I mean, he didn't say much anyway, so when he becomes quiet, then you don't hear anything. He sits behind you on the plane.
That's right.
It's like there's an empty seat back there.
If he fell down in a forest, he wouldn't make a noise. Let's put it that way. That's what happens to you. If you're not putting up numbers, you fade away. It's like when you're on the disabled list. You know who else has been really quiet? Brandon Belt.
He didn't say much either. On the ground to third. It'll be Carpenter to Wong. And now playing at first base is Mark Ellis. See, Grichuk is now in left field. So Pagan's going to hit. Pagan opened up the game with a base hit. And he's going to have another one here. That's a nice stroke to the opposite field. And the hitter will be Hunter Pence. So here's Hunter Pence. And a strike. Pence with a base hit in the first inning. Giants opened up the game with 3 straight singles. And then the error by Wong really hurt Lance Lynn. And the Giants tacked on 3 more after that. Just missing is Maness, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. And that's a diving catch by Wong, and that'll end the inning. Nice play. So Hunter Pence has one taken away from him. There's a kid with a headlong dive. It's 8-0 Giants.
Play of the week. We go back to Wednesday. Giants back at AT&T Park taking on the Cubs, and that's when Pablo Sandoval robbed Starlin Castro with this outstanding defensive play. This came in the first inning with 2 on, and they would put a 0 on the board because of that defense, and Tim Lincecum was digging it. That is our Solar Company electrifying play of the week.
You know these different shows, sports shows, you know they'll do the top 10 play?
Yeah.
That night I was watching, and I don't remember which one it was. So they got down to, and the number 1 defensive play of the day, and it wasn't Pablo. It wasn't even, he didn't even make the top 10. And that was it. I turned it off.
That was it. Never watched that channel again.
Yeah, it was on Sportsnet Central. It was the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10th. All of them.
That's the way it should be.
They had it covered. Here's John Jay. And on the first pitch, Hicks is going to throw out Jay. Changes in the outfield. Tyler Colvin's in left. Blanco moves from left to center. And Juan Perez sees some action as he's now in right. 100% Pence is out of the game. I mean, that's your favorite, right?
It's one of my favorite nicknames. 100% Pence.
Here's Tony Cruz with Ellis on deck. Outside and low. Swing and a miss.
It's the first time all year that Hunter Pence is getting an inning off.
His feelings are going to be hurt.
Well, as hot as it has been here the last couple days, I think he might let this one slide.
Cruz gets jammed. Crawford will take his time. And here's Ellis. Surprisingly, and we've shown a number of Giants fans here, but there's a good number of Giants fans in attendance. Last night when we did take Dave out to dinner at Washington Street here in St. Louis, sit by the window, we saw a lot of Giants fans walk by.
Yeah, they were enjoying Washington Street. It's a great place to come.
Ellis looks at a strike.
There are some amazing places here in St. Louis. If you like the Blues, they got some great spots. Yeah, she's got her uni on, enjoying this one.
Ellis dribbles it foul. It's 1-2.
Bob Rose, who used to be the PR guy with the Giants, now with the A's, is a Blues aficionado, and he knows every spot in the country.
His name is on the wall in every spot.
The bathroom wall.
Bob Rose was here.
Yeah.
Or otherwise known as Rosie Bob.
Rosie Bob.
1 ball and 2 strikes. 2-2. Rosie Bob holds down the same job he had with the Giants. He now holds a job with the Oakland A's. The 2-2 pitch. And Ellis off his fist. Foul.
Next pitch for Tim Hudson will be an even 100. Giants are getting some activity in their bullpen. I don't know if Bruce Bochy is even going to let Hudson get back in the stretch if somebody were to get on against him this inning.
Three and 2. He's walked 2, which is unusual. Coming into this start, in 10 starts, he'd walked 6. More starts than walks.
Pretty remarkable statistic.
Got him. And that'll end the inning. 8th inning coming up. 8-0 Giants. Off on Tuesday, it'll be the Giants and the Reds. Pre-game live will start at 3:30. We'll have the game for you right at the top of the hour at 4, and you can watch it right here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. That's the home of your San Francisco Giants. And Tim Lincecum against Homer Bailey. A couple guys that did what last year? Pitch no hitters.
No knockers.
And Bailey against the Giants. Here's Buster Posey. 3 for 4 for Buster Posey today.
good to see Buster Posey back in the lineup.
Absolutely. It's odd where you have to say the backup catcher needed a day off.
Well, that's exactly what happened with Hector Sanchez.
Here's a bouncing ball to Peralta. Posey retired. So Buster Posey 3 for 5. These are his 3 singles. This one came in the first inning. It knocked in the first run of the game. This was a 2-out single in the second. And then he led off the 4th with a base hit and eventually scored the 7th run for the Giants. Sandoval is 1 for 3. He doubled in the second, but was most impressive with Sandoval scoring in the 6th inning when Blanco hit one down the right field line after Sandoval had drawn a walk.
Right off the foot.
Sandoval skies this one on the infield, and it'll be Peralta who will put it away. And here's Gregor Blanco.
You know, the other thing that's happened in this series against St. Louis, this is as quiet as we've ever heard the stands here.
It is.
And the scores have had everything to do with it. What was a full house crowd of over 42,000 has dwindled down to about 10% of that. Maybe 40%.
40. Blanco's triple knocked in the 8th run in this game. And he takes this one inside.
Weren't we doing that last night? Selfies? Celebrate Dave's birthday party?
Oh.
These guys brought their Rawlings.
I need a nap. 3-0.
Day out tomorrow, big boy. You can get a good long one.
How did Dave do over here? Is he awake?
Oh, he's 38 years old, man. He's ready to go again tonight.
Here's a call strike. 3-1.
There he is. Not a problem.
Just want to find out what Dave did last night with us. Just go to @FlemingDave, and he'll let you know. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Blanco. And Blanco's got a base hit, his 2nd of the game.
One thing that's great about the modern player is that up on the scoreboard, I mean, they have your you get a base hit, they have your new batting average all figured out before you get to first base. Well, if you make it out, they have it all figured out before you get back to the dugout. So Blanco,
that's bad and good, though.
Yeah, if you're going good, it's great. If you're going bad, you can't hide.
You're hitting about 110. Last thing you want to see is there's a bouncing ball to Ellis. Ellis will take it himself, and that'll do it. Bottom of the 8th coming up. It's 8-0 Giants.
For our Honda player of the game, no-brainer today. It's all about Tim Hudson, who picked up right where he left off. 7 shutout innings, just 3 hits allowed. And for Hudson, had 6 strikeouts against a couple of walks. He was fantastic, and that allows us to call him our Honda player of the game. And there's the line for Hudson. And it's amazing when you consider that his last outing against the Cubs went 7 innings, did not allow a run. He is pitching beautiful baseball.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts.
So the new pitcher now for Bruce Bochy will be Javier Lopez, 21st time that he is coming in. 1-0 with a 1.69 ERA. Chance to get some work, and I think it's going to be the way it goes from here on out into an off day. Bruce Bochy is going to get a few people some work, and that might even include Sergio Romo.
Borges is going to lead off. He's going to hit for Carpenter. It'll be Colton Wong, and this is rolled foul, and it's 0-1. We do have a couple of changes. We'll get them for you here in a minute. Adrianza is now at third, and Sanchez is behind the dish. This is hit to Arias, who flipped to Lopez. 1 out. And that'll bring up Colton Wong. For 3, the kid from Hawaii. Giants with a day off tomorrow. In May, the Giants had May 1st off and May 19th off. That's it. And it's where they played their best baseball. There's a line drive in the left field, a base hit.
But I mean, that's not really a big surprise. I mean, teams, when they get to a routine where they're playing every day, that's oftentimes when they do find the rhythm, especially offensively.
So here's Krichik.
Off days, if you get too many of them, they can screw you up in this game.
So they will welcome the one tomorrow. And then the next one the Giants will have will be on the 16th. That'll be a travel day to Chicago. The off days that are treasured are the ones at home. And I'm looking here, and it looks like it's going to be a while for one of those. Krichik takes a strike. It's 0-1. On deck is Descalzo. So both managers cleaning out their bench.
Well, it becomes a maintenance game. The Cardinals do not have a day off tomorrow, playing the Royals for the final 2 games of their homestand. Giants, however, get that day off, as you talk about, okay? And I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. Maybe we'll find out that Dave's birthday is really tomorrow.
Well, it's actually a birth week, so you know.
No. That's not going to happen.
Well, that's the way my kids tell me it works in our house.
Yeah. Plus, that's the same guy that believed his kids when they said they wanted to start playing ping pong, a good family sport, and then never bought any paddles.
Never bought paddles, never bought a net. But they wore that table out with red Solo cups.
1 ball and 2 strikes.
And ping pong balls.
This one is skied out to right field for Perez. 2 outs. And here's Descalso. Descalso hitting 173. I'll say this about Descalso. I know he's a local kid, but when you watch him play, and maybe his numbers are a little off sometimes, but he always does something to make you notice him. Whether it's making a play at short, pinch hitting. I mean, I like him as a player.
Well, they like him here in St. Louis. And a lot of folks here with the organization think that when he's done playing, he's going to be a manager.
Here, Lopez is ahead in the count to Descalso, 0-2. And this is rolled to Arias. Tough play for Lopez, and Lopez beats Descalso to the bag, and that'll end the inning. No run, a hit, 1 left. We're headed now to the 9th inning, and it's 8-0 Giants.
By AT&T, your special event package includes access to the Polynesian Heritage Night pregame party, a Giants Kukui necklace, and a game ticket to see the Giants take on the Washington Nationals. To enjoy the pregame party and to receive the Kukui necklace, you need to purchase the special event ticket. So go to sfgiants.com/special events.
Giants on top 8-0 as we go to the 9th. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts.
Jason Mott, the new pitcher now for St. Louis. And these are his numbers. Very good numbers. 1.80 ERA, just 5 base runners in 5 innings pitched, 4 strikeouts against 1 walk as he works his way back from Tommy John surgery.
That's a fair ball. And a nice play by Descalso. See, that's what I'm talking about.
I mean, you sit on the bench all game long, you come in a little bit cold, you're not expected to get a play like this that's going to require just about every skill you have. He catches that thing low in the glove and turns around and guns down Hicks, who has better than average speed, and he makes it look easy.
Yeah, that ball came close. Maybe he did even hit the bag. Here's Arias, who's 3 for 4. And the first pitch is to the backstop, 1 ball and no strikes. Arias 3 singles and 3 RBIs. And the pitch is high, so it's 3-0. Adrianza's on deck. Three and 1. And the walk. Tune into the Murph and Mack Morning Show on KMBR tomorrow morning. Mike will talk about the game with Murph and Mack on KMBR 680, the sports leader. So here's Adrianza in his first at bat. And he ropes one into right field, a base hit.
It's loud.
And that's going to bring up Juan Perez. Yeah, these are the games where you have to be careful if you're a reliever that you don't get one of those innings where your ERA just balloons.
Now they're non-adrenaline appearances. And for a guy who was a closer before he got hurt and had to have the Tommy John surgery, you're the type of guy that likes adrenaline. This is just not one of those outings. It's a maintenance outing.
Oh, and 1 to Perez. Tyler Colvin is on deck. And a shot into center field. Peralta's got it. More of a broken bat, soft line drive. And with 2 outs, that'll bring up Colvin.
Do you know who Colvin's biggest fan is right now? It's Hector Sanchez, who's on deck, who wants it at bat.
Yep. The reward of waiting around all day and then having to catch is to get the at bat. And Colvin takes down low. Colvin had 265, a home run, 7 driven in. Remember his first game at AT&T Park in a Giants uniform, he launched one. Foul back. 1 ball and 1 strike. Colvin on the ground. It'll be Ellis. And that'll end the inning. Bottom of the ninth coming up. It's 8-0 Giants. Mike.
Six p.m. on Comcast Sports at Bay Area. Join Henry Wolford and Kate Longworth. And we'll talk about Giants Cardinals clubhouse reaction and analysis. They'll go around the Major League Baseball and give you highlights, and they'll talk about the amazing tandem escapes, Alcatraz, all that and more tonight, 6 p.m. at Sportsnet Central, only on Comcast Sports at Bay Area.
Anytime I hear the word Alcatraz, you get my attention.
Yeah, it's true.
Just has that effect. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts.
David Huff, the new pitcher now for Bruce Bochy, and kind of a redeemer outing for Huff to sort of whittle down his ERA. He had a rough outing on Friday night's game. He came in the game where the Giants had a 9-run lead, and he gave up 4 runs. And in that game, he had hit a guy, and he just sort of lost his concentration. And it really, this is a game, an outing for him to get some work in, get his confidence back.
One ball and no strikes to Taveras. 2-0. Peralta. And then John Jay. And this is down the left field line and out of play. Crawford took a hit away from Taveras in the 6th inning. And a swing and a foul back, 2-2. Royals will be in St. Louis tomorrow, so the two teams from Missouri will go at it. Three and two.
And believe it or not, I mean, this is an 8-0 ball game, but this is a big pitch for David Huff.
Down the left field line and out of play.
Challenge fastball, good pitch. He's got the 4 pitches you see from a starter, and he could be a starter. Low 90s fastball. He's starting to throw more 2-seam fastballs, curveball, slider, changeup.
Him an off-speed 3-2 pitch. And the best Taveras could do is check swing foul, which is going to enable him to see another pitch. This is rolled to Arias, to Huff covering, 1 out.
That's a nice comeback from Huff's perspective. And that was a quality 3-2 pitch to get Taveras to beat that thing into the ground.
Your point being, it would have been better if Huff gave up a home run to Taveras than to walk him.
You know what? You're absolutely right. I mean, that may sound insane, but it's not.
Because at least you came into the strike zone. Peralta is 0 for 3. And he takes down low. No swing on the appeal.
And we like David Huff's stuff. And he's definitely an asset. And the problem with having a rough outing as a reliever is that your ERA can just get abused. A little easier for a long relief guy because you can have outings where you'll get 3 innings to whittle it down. If you have to whittle it down 1 inning at a time, it takes you 4 months to get it off.
Two and 0 to Peralta. Peralta here is going to look for something good to hit. And it's 3-0. And a strike, 3-1. Turned out we had a little bit of rain, just a little bit.
Just to let us know that it was out there.
3-2.
After this game, Giants get on a plane, head to Cincinnati, about an hour and 15-minute flight.
And that's rolled foul on another 3-2 pitch. John Jay waiting on deck. 1 out here in the 9th. And this is hit to Adrianza. 2 outs. And here's John Jay.
And this is the guy we've all been waiting for.
Indeed it is. John Jay today is 0 for 2 with a walk. Giants with their hitting shoes on today. 14 hits to the Cardinals 4.
Have had a great 4-day series here in St. Louis.
Lance Barrett, good job today.
Yeah, he's a good umpire. Very steady. Did not change his strike zone from the first inning all the way through inning number 9.
So it's 1-2 now to John Jay. And that's hit on the ground foul, third base side. The gentleman's been waiting all day to do that, and he put it away nicely.
There's your reward for sticking around. Find a kid. And yes, you can become a hero. And that's how you do it.
Foul again. It's going to be tough for those two to share that ball.
Yeah, they're tough to cut in half. I've tried it.
And another 1-2 pitch. 2-2. Cincinnati, they're taking on the Diamondbacks in Arizona, so the Giants may very well get to Cincinnati before they do. This should do it, and that's the ball game. Giants take 3 out of 4 here in St. Louis, and they do it today with hitting and terrific pitching by Tim Hudson.
2 games in a row where Hudson has gone 7 innings and not allowed a run. He was spectacular. But the Giants gave him 4 runs to work with in the first inning, and the veteran used him the right way. A great series for the Giants, and they are going into a well-deserved off day with a head of steam.
Giants are now 37-20, and they're 18-11 on the road. Final score here at Busch Stadium, it's the Giants 8 and the Cardinals nothing.